Daggerboards versus keels versus centerboards. Hi, today I'm filming from La Grande Motte, where the Multihull boat show is presently going on behind me. Ask any sailor and you will get different preferences of which is best, daggerboards versus keels versus centerboards. This will be the theme of today's episode in our documentary series, Catamarans, Arts and Science. Hi, my name is Gregor Tarjan of Aeroyacht. Whenever I ask myself a design critical question about catamarans, I consider the issue of security first. This all-important parameter is often overlooked in the noise of other considerations such as price, volume, or layout, for instance. In several of my transatlantic passages on catamarans, I was unlucky enough to collide with two objects on two different boats and occasions. Once with the whale and the other time with a container. The whale strike cleanly took off a skeg and the container heavily damaged my mini keel. Had the container hit a daggerboard, I might not be telling you this story. In the coming analysis, we will investigate two aspects of underwater appendages, namely safety and efficiency. We will critically compare daggerboards, mini keels, and centerboards. Let's look at the daggerboard first. The daggerboard is a high aspect ratio foil that rides up and down in its daggerboard trunk. This simple and well-proven system ideally braces the large side loads of the daggerboard. Typically, on a 50-foot catamaran, boards can be as long as 18 feet, so the forces acting on the foil can be in the several ton category. This means that builders must construct these daggerboards extremely rigid. This, however, also means that in case of grounding or an impact, these foils might not break, as it often happens, and instead the hull integrity could be compromised. In many instances, it was reported that a daggerboard-equipped catamaran can flood its hull because of a hull breach in case of a collision. Having said that, most of today's performance-oriented cats have daggerboards, as they are much more efficient going to windward. You can expect a 3 to 7% better sailing angle on a boat equipped with daggerboards versus mini keels. The big Achilles heel, however, is the risk of an impact, which makes a daggerboard boat much more vulnerable than any other boat. This is something to be considered if cruising is your main goal. Let's now look at the mini keel, which is the most popular type of leeway preventing device on cats. 90% of all multi-hulls have mini keels. These are low aspect ratio foam-filled foils, and each builder utilizes a slightly different method of attaching them to their hulls. The best way by far is the fixation via a compound such as 3M's 5200 adhesive. It acts as a flexible glue and is immensely strong. The advantage is that it lets the mini keel shear off like a sacrificial lizard's tail in case of a collision. Depending on the severity of the grounding or impact, a keel could even remain attached and just need a simple repair job. Properly manufactured, these foam-filled keels are set into a shallow hull pocket, which is a perfect way of attachment. Well-known builders such as Bavaria Nautitech utilize this concept. Be aware, there are some manufacturers who bolt and laminate their keels to the hulls, thinking the stronger the bond, the better. I'm not a proponent of this system, as that puts your hull integrity at risk in case of a collision. You can rip a large hole into your boat, and typically your foils, whether daggerboards or keels, are located smack in the center of your largest and most vulnerable sector of your cat, which is the main hull and center compartment. So make sure you understand exactly how your mini keels are attached. Flexible adhesives are the best, bolting and laminating the worst. Needless to say, mini keels are not as efficient as dagger boards, as they are low aspect ratio foils, so lift is greatly reduced. This is especially noticeable at lower speeds and a more agitated sea state. So what is best? How can we retain the efficiency of a dagger board while still being as safe as a well-engineered mini keel? Well, there's one system that very few builders utilize. It is called a centerboard. Those familiar with dinghy sailing know this best. The centerboard is a foil that has nearly the same efficiency as a dagger board, yet rotates around a pin and lives in a horizontal dagger board trunk. The beauty of this system is that in case of a grounding or impact, the centerboard simply rotates up and the force is transferred into a rotational moment, which retracts the board into its housing, with very little fuss or damage. In my mind, the safest of all three systems and just as efficient as the dagger board. Notably, McConaghy Multihulls, famous for their expertise in high-tech composite race boats, employ this proven system on their new line of catamarans. So you must wonder, why then do other builders don't follow suit and all utilize centerboards? The answer lies in the complexity of the system. To do it right, you need to engineer a super simple yet immensely strong system. Sometimes contradictory and challenging concepts. McConaghy, for instance, has a very clever solution that is proprietary to their design, so it will be a long time until other builders would try to emulate their smart daggerboard concept. So, in conclusion, what have we learned? Each underwater appendage, whether daggerboards or mini keels, have their respective challenges and advantages. In an ideal world, we should all have safely retracting and highly efficient centerboards, but few, if any, builders offer them. If you are a racer and weigh efficiency over safety, the daggerboard is for you. However, if you are more of a cruiser, consider the mini keel. It offers less efficiency, but at a gain in passive safety in case of a collision. I hope that this episode offered some new insights and that you got some enjoyment of watching. If you want to follow more episodes of our series, please make sure to subscribe to our Aeroyacht channel.